Hey everyone, it's Nicole again, and I am here to do part 2 of my March reading wrap-up. I'm sitting kind of weird because I just got a bunch of books from my parents' house, and they're all next to me. Gonna do a video for that in a second. But let's jump into the books that I read in the second half of March. So, I read Deadly Class Volume 3, The Snake Pit, as well as Deadly Class Volume 4, Die For Me. Deadly Class is about this group of teenagers who are going to a high school to learn to be assassins. And it's set in San Francisco in the 80s, I believe. And this kind of finished up the arc of their freshman year at school. And due to certain things that happen at the end of the book, the next arc is going to be very different and have many different characters. I thought it was a really great end to the arc. I really liked the third volume, The Snake Pit. I know some people didn't like it that much, but I thought it was really good, and the last one was really sad, but it was great. I loved the art in this book. And I thought it was just a really well-rounded arc that they did. And then I also read Harrow County, Volume 3, Snake Doctor, by Cullen Bunn. And this one is, and Tyler Crook is the artist, and he does all watercolor, so it's super pretty, and it's about this girl who realizes she's kind of the reincarnation of this witch who used to live in her town, but she uses her powers to do good and kind of help spirits move on and stop haunting people. This one, it was told in an interesting style where 2 of the stories were just kind of one-off stories, one with the main character, Emmy, and the other with her friend. And there was different artists, which I know some people didn't like, but I thought the art was pretty good. And then there is an art going on with her best friend, who may also be getting witch powers. So I thought it was kind of just a filler volume. Not my favorite in the series, but I'm excited to pick up the next one. And then I'm doing these kind of out of order, but I read 2 Tor.com short stories by Veronica Shanois. I think that's how you say her name. I got these from the library. And the first one is Ballroom Blitz, which is a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, a punk version. So it's these 12 brothers who all went to this bar, and they're kind of trapped there, and they all just play punk music and get drunk and dance. And one day 12 sisters come and visit the bar, and if they can get them to dance for, I think it's like 90 nights, then they can be like freed from the curse. I thought it was really interesting. It was very dark, but I thought it was cool. I like that fairy tale, the 12 Dancing Princesses, so it's cool to see a retelling of that. And then the other one I read by her is Among the Thorns, which I'm pretty sure this isn't based on anything. But it was about this Jewish family in like the 16 or 1700s in Eastern Europe, I believe. And the father is a peddler, and basically he is killed for being Jewish, and the daughter vows to take her revenge on his killer. And there's some kind of magical aspects to it. And then I read 2 books that I have with me. One of them is from the library, but I'm turning it in today. And that is A Red Herring Without Mustard by Alan Bradley. And this is the 3rd book in the Flavia de Luce mystery series. And it is about an 11-year-old girl, Flavia de Luce, who lives in this big house with her dad and her 2 sisters, and is kind of dealing with her mother's death and having 2 older sisters. And they have kind of a laboratory that her like crazy uncle built, and she likes to do like science experiments in there. And she's also a very intelligent and precocious young girl, and she solves mysteries I love mystery books, especially murder mysteries. This one does have a murder. And I just love her voice. She is so smart and funny, and super young too. And so nobody ever wants her to help, and she solves the cases before the police, so it's a really fun book. And then I finally finished a book that I just stopped reading like a couple months ago. I don't even know why. I think like I wasn't liking it, but I picked it up and I was like, that's good. I don't know why I stopped. But that's The Mortifications by Derek Palacio. And this I got in, I think, my second Muse Monthly. And yeah, I got like halfway through and I was like, this is boring, and I stopped. But I read it in the car and I just finished it because it was good. But it's about this family from Cuba, and the mom and the twins, who are a boy and a girl, they moved to Connecticut without the father, who's like a revolutionary. I think it's like 60s through 80s or something. Kind of when Castro takes power, and so they moved to Connecticut, and it's kind of their struggles, like living between two worlds, and they eventually go back to Cuba. It was like a very slow book, but I don't know, towards the middle, like when I stopped, it started to get more interesting. Glad I finally finished this one. That's only the second Muse Monthly book that I finished, so I need to read more of them. But yeah, this second half of March was a little lighter because I had my finals, and then I had spring break, so I went back home to visit my parents. But I liked all the books that I read, and I'm excited to see what I read in April. So let me know if you read any of these books, and if not, let me know what you read in March, and I'll see you soon with another video.